race is up front, where Gary Trelaw momentarily is the leader. Braddock came sliding right through on the inside of Gary Trelaw to take up the running, and I'd say that's about it. This boy can really ride this Newcastle International Motordrome circuit. He's given them the slip and said, catch me if you can. Pete Braddock coming down to take the left to go. Braddock leads from Trelaw, followed by Griffiths, then comes Selk, and Bond is tailed right off at the back of the pack. Only half a lap left to go, and this has been a very convincing win to Keith Braddock. He's given no one else a chance. Races home and takes out the first event. Braddock, second place goes to Trelaw, third to Griffiths, who coasted home in that spot, fourth to Grant Bond, who got going a little better, and Selk, who struck some trouble around the last lap, is the last rider home. Official time is 55.858, and that is only a matter of hundredths of a second outside the current record. So this track is really in superb order tonight.
Good line up here. A good even start, and Hughes got away well. Popjoy bumped him, so too did McCurtain. Popjoy and Hughes having a go at one another. This allows Falk to go right around the outside. Doc Falk takes it up now from Phil McCurtain, who slipped through on the inside of Hughes there. Then Popjoy coming along in fourth spot. Hughes trying to get up here to McCurtain again, but it's Falk leading from McCurtain, followed by Hughes, and then comes Popjoy, and at the tail of the field, the young Darren Trelaw. Down under the timer, and the white leathers of Doc Falk well out in front. And here's McCurtain having a throw now. Within about 5 or 6 bike lengths of him, a similar distance then to Popjoy, followed by Hughes, who still can't make any ground. And there's McCurtain going very wide, allowing Popjoy to get to him, but it also allowed Falk to get away further. And there's a machine that's blown the smoke everywhere, and Hughes has blown it. Oh, that's Popjoy that's got up on the inside there of McCurtain, I'd say, and he's almost suffocated Hughes as something went out the back there. But the way I saw it here, it was Falk that went over the line first. I'd give it to Popjoy getting up on the inside of Hughes, McCurtain for second, Phil McCurtain third, and then Hughes finishing in fourth place. Ross will check them officially along with the time.
They are official as called, and the time 56.016. 56.016. Having trouble again over there at the pit gates. His bike hasn't been good to him tonight. Graham Field moving around here. Down to ride in the yellow, but I'm sure that's Graham Field in the... Oh no, it's Chris Pullen. Chris Pullen coming up in the red and white. Chris Pullen in the red and white. He's up on the gate. And we go back to Peter Selk and Grant Bond. Coming round here in the white is Lee Field's end. Darren Trelaw's got mobile again. He's in the black. Now in the orange and black at the rear of the field will be Ray Andrews, and that's Graham Field. Back there looks to be the Greg Griffiths machine too, actually. So they're coming up for the Sidecar Improver Handicap. Taking up their group positions. Now they're set. Although Lee Field's end was a little slow to move. Grant Bond almost got hooked up with him, and there was a little bit of a mix-up there towards the back of the race. But in the meantime, Chris Pullen has taken the lead. Now, here's Darren Trelaw starting to get a real move on, to move up around the outside and in fact take up the running. Darren Trelaw goes Selk, who was out very, very high on the track. Lee Fields then is starting to make up a little bit of ground now in 4th place after a slow start. And just behind him then is Graham Field. Here's Peter Selk putting the pressure now to Chris Pullen in 2nd spot. Chris Pullen keeping it down tight and low. Maintains that 2nd position. There's Peter Selk going through on the inside now to take up 2nd spot. Lee Fields then's going round the outside of Chris Pullen to look for 3rd, but I think the bird has flown. The checkered flag's coming out and Darren Trelaw's going to take it out. Darren Trelaw comes down to take out the sidecar improvers. Darren Trelaw is first now. Peter Selk is 2nd. Fields End is 3rd. Then came Graham Field, followed by Chris Pullen. Grant Bond was next, and the last rider home, having his first ride on the Speedway tonight, was Ray Andrews. A pretty smart time too for sidecar improvers of 58.831.
And on the outside, Doc Falk. A bit of shuffling going on there. They're all in position now though, and Popjoy on the inside, Trelaw next to him, and then Keith Braddock from Doc Falk. Oh, what a good start too, a beauty it was. Trelaw bounced out of the gate but lost it then at change time, and this gave Falk the opportunity to go around the outside of Popjoy, who came back at him again. Popjoy takes up the running. Oh boy, there's some pressure there on Falk as a rider going, and underneath him is Keith Braddock. Second place now and set sail after Popjoy. It's Popjoy leading Braddock, followed by Falk, and then Trelaw at the tail, who's all over the circuit at the moment. But it's Popjoy opening up the gap on Braddock, and by gee, I think Falk is closing it a little. Popjoy's gone. He's gone. Other than that, he's smoking them out of existence. Yes, there's Braddock gone too. He says, I'm not going up close to that at all. And Popjoy then smothers the corner with smoke, gets the surge there. That may be complete. Here's the other surge here as it's thrown out to Doc Falk. The checkered flag is out, but it's Popjoy first. Popjoy first, Falk second. 3rd place then will go to Trelaw, and Braddock will fail to finish. Well, a real race of excitement and possible tactics there, who knows. But it was Dennis Popjoy who finished first, a very clever ride too. Doc Falk, the ever-consistent Doc Falk, was 2nd, and then Mark Trelaw in 3rd place. Braddock failed to finish, and the time was 56.457.
Here's Chris Pullen from the gate. Up on the gate. Andrews and Pullen both starting up on the gate. Clark is out and Andrews is in his place. Graham Field is out with no replacement, and Malcolm Willis is out and Chris Pullen is in his place. Then Grant Bond is back there, and right back, the back marker is Phil McCurtain. Back marker is Phil McCurtain. Getting set, ready, away they go. Middle of the pack, so too did Gary Trelaw, and Phil McCurtain's got a long, long way to chase out after them. The race leader is Chris Pullen, followed by Andrews, who's having his first night out tonight. Here comes Alan Hughes. Oh, got a bump there with Grant Bond, but they got Bond almost cartwheeled around there when Alan Hughes came in a little too strongly. Round the outside goes Gary Trelaw, and he's moved up into 4th place. No, make that 3rd place. He's really got mobile, has Gary Trelaw, and is out after these gate markers. From Andrews. Then comes Trelaw, who's making up a lot of ground. There's Andrews going round the outside of Pullen to take up the running, but I think they're only in the lead under sufferance. Here comes Trelaw, racing up into 2nd place now. He's done well to come almost from the back mark. 1 lap left to go. Andrews is still hanging on. Gary Trelaw looking to try and come through on the inside. Andrews drifted up very high, and Trelaw's nailed him. Gary Trelaw goes through to the lead, and that's a pretty good performance to come from the second back mark, to come home and take the checkered flag. Gary Trelaw is first, Andrews is second, now Curtain is third, Pullen is fourth, Hughes is fifth, and Bond is sixth. A winning time of 1 minute 19.108, and a terrific performance by Gary Trelaw to come from the second last of the marks to come through and take heat one. Daredevil sidecar action at its best there, particularly when Alan Hughes and Grant Bond got a bump, and did they bump? It almost tipped Grant Bond over, but they held it on. He's already going to grab Doc Bob, I think. No, it got tightened up for room there as Greg Griffiths took up the racetrack in front of him. And at the back of the pack, these three at the back are the ones to watch. Look at Braddock coming through on the inside of Bob there. And these fellows from the back mark are starting to make ground very, very quickly on Darren Trelaw, who's the race leader. Now Trelaw's in the lead. I think Braddock's gone a little bit off song again there at the back of the pack. The engine doesn't seem to be going right at all. Yes, he's gone. Braddock's out of the race. So this will leave Greg Griffiths the back marker to try and make up some ground, but they're going to have to get going to catch Darren Trelaw. He's raced away from Dennis Pobjoy in second place. Now Greg Griffiths is doing well from the back mark. He's starting to make up ground, but there's only one lap left to go, but he's starting to fly at them, Greg Griffiths. Darren Trelaw is the leader from Dennis Pobjoy. Then comes Greg Griffiths, who's really out motoring to try and make up ground, but I think he's given them a teensy bit too much start. Darren Trelaw with half a lap to go, I think has got enough in hand to hang on. Pobjoy second. Here's Griffiths making a last desperate throw, but he's not going to get there. Darren Trelaw first, Dennis Pobjoy second, Greg Griffiths third, Peter Selk was fourth, Doc Fob was fifth, and again Keith Braddock, having mechanical problems tonight, failed to finish the race. The winner's time 1:17.798. And it was Phil McCurtain who started from 100 metres behind, and Gary Trelaw was 80 metres behind them all as they charge now into turns 3 and 4 for the sidecars, and it's a pretty tight group up front. Scoots to the lead around the outside of Pullen. Andrews is running third. Now Pobjoy has moved up into fourth place. Griffiths is trying to find a way through on the inside there and finding it now too. He goes up into fourth and is following Dennis Pobjoy through to the lead. Almost got a bit of a bump there, and look at Griffiths going in there. Oh, gee whiz, he almost cleaned up the passenger on Dennis Pobjoy's chair. Darren Trelaw's the leader. Dennis Pobjoy is running second. Then comes Griffiths, and here comes McCurtain from 100 metres behind. Left to go, but I don't know that they'll catch this youngster Darren Trelaw. The young fellow had a look back over his shoulder and said, where the heck are they? I'm still in front in this race. And the young boy who's having his first season of Speedway sidecar riding might hang on to take out the handicap. Won't be well. Beautiful work by the passenger there to keep that bike down. Then came McCurtain in fourth place, followed by Gary Trelaw, then Chris Pullen. Second last was Peter Selk, and last of all was Andrews. Well, but I've got to give credit to Greg Griffiths' passenger there. That bike became airborne as they went over the finish line, and Griffiths' passenger, and Griffiths is turning around and acknowledging a good performance by him there to keep that bike down. That was brilliant riding. 1:21.649 is the time for the winner, young Darren Trelaw.